Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Domingo. Welcome to my blog. So today's topic is mental implications of COVID-19, which is a very important topic. So due to the national lockdown, most people have had reduced access to their friends, family, and their usual support systems. And that's led to a lot of loneliness. And because of this, we've seen an increase in patients struggling with, or people in general struggling with anxiety and depression. Unfortunately, there's also been an increase in suicide cases and gender-based violence. So there are a few main factors that's causing stress and anxiety for people at the moment, and one of them is health, especially people who know that they are high risk, people with diabetes, etc. Finances is a big stressful factor. People have lost their jobs. Some people have had to close down their businesses. Social distancing is another factor because in informal settlements, it's difficult for people to socially distance themselves. If they live in a small space, 6 people at a time, they don't have sanitation, they can't wash their hands for 20 seconds with soap as easily as most of us can. So that's also stressful for them. Loss of freedom to engage in regular activities. So people haven't been able to go to the gym in the mornings as they usually do. For the first few months of lockdown, people weren't even able to jog outside. So that's been a frustration and causing anxiety for people as well. And then just poverty. Some of the schools have been working online, but there are kids who don't have laptops or iPads. There are people who don't have internet at their homes. So poverty is also a huge cause of anxiety and stress and depression during this time. So obviously during the pandemic, the main aim is to keep people physically healthy and prevent them from getting COVID-19. But we also want to make sure that people are taking care of their mental well-being, which is just as important. So how would you know if you weren't coping at the moment? So some signs are if you're constantly feeling worried or scared, changes in eating and sleeping, either eating too much or too little, or sleeping too much or too little, or just difficulty sleeping in general, worsening of chronic conditions, difficulty concentrating, and then also worsening of existing mental health conditions. So people who already suffer from depression have become more depressed during this time. And then also increased use of alcohol and tobacco and other substances as a coping mechanism. So if you have any of those signs, you might be struggling a little bit mentally, and it might be useful to either speak to your doctor or speak to a friend or just tap into the resources that are available. So I have some tips on how to cope, and it's quite a long list, so just bear with me if you see me looking down at my list. So the one big thing is to take breaks from watching or reading the news. So every other day, say, today I'm not going to read News 24 on Facebook, I'm not going to watch the 7 o'clock news, just to take a break and not constantly be fed by all the fear and anxiety and all the scary stories on the news. So that's one important thing to do. And then take care of your body. Make sure that you get enough sleep, make sure that you eat healthy, try and do some exercise, even if it's stretching exercises, breathing exercises, yoga, things like that. And then make time to unwind, to actually unwind. Switch your phone off, put the laptop away, and actually spend quality time with your family. Most of us are surrounded by our families at the moment, but not all the time is actually that we spend together is actually quality time. So focus on that. And then know the facts of COVID-19 so that you don't have to be scared. A lot of people are spreading rumors and causing unnecessary fear and panic. If you know the facts, you don't have to pay attention to any of those rumors, and that will prevent you from feeling stressed over silly rumors. The NICD has a very good website. There's lots of guidelines on there. There's frequently asked questions. So I think that's actually the best website to go to for accurate information. Connect with people that you trust, people that you can talk to, people that you can rely on as a social support system. And then if you notice that your stress is getting in the way of your daily performance, I think that would be a good time to see your doctor or your psychologist, just to see what else you can do to sort of cope with what's happening at the moment. And then reach out to your loved ones. A lot of us have family members who live on their own, elderly people. Make sure that you check in with your loved ones as well. It's not as easy for everyone to reach out, so sometimes people need someone to reach out to them as well. So if you know of people who are in need, if you know of people who are alone, reach out to them, check in with them, see if they are okay, see if they need help. And then with anxiety, so it's important that if you are feeling anxious, it's important to recognize that you are feeling anxious. It's important to also know that everyone's feeling anxious at the moment. Everyone's worried, everyone's scared. We're living through unprecedented times. This is something that's never happened before, and all of us are experiencing this for the first time. So the most important, just knowing that you're not alone, that's also very comforting for people. Try to stick to a daily routine. So that's very important, because when the lockdown started, people were working from home. So for some, it was fun. You could start work at 8, where you would usually be at work at 7 already. But that is also creating a little bit of a problem, because you need a work environment at home and you need a non-work environment. So if you stick to your routine, it makes it a little bit easier for you to cope. So make sure that you have clear-cut boundaries between work time and non-work time, so that the one doesn't overflow into the other and you end up feeling burnt out. So one other important thing is also to identify hobbies and activities that you enjoy doing that you never used to get time for. A lot of people have been cooking a lot more, baking a lot more, writing a lot more. So focus on those things that you enjoy and make time to do that. Most important thing, don't Google symptoms. Actually trust your doctors. I know this is very difficult for some people, but please do not Google your symptoms. And then it's also been helpful for a lot of people to get involved in their communities with charity drives. I've been seeing that a lot. A lot of people are actually feeling great because they see how fortunate they are. Everyone thinks they're in a bad situation, but sometimes if you go out there and you help less fortunate people, you actually realize how much you have to be grateful for. So it's been a coping mechanism for a lot of people to go and help with these charity drives. So see what's happening in your community, help out with that, or start your own. And then what's also great is that the Psychological Society of South Africa, they've got a database of psychologists that are offering free services to anyone in need. I will put this on my page. I think it's awesome. So you can just email this lady at the Psychological Society of South Africa, and they will then get you in touch with one of these psychologists. So I will share that information on my page. So my take-home message for today is, it's normal to experience anxiety and feeling depressed during this time. What's important to notice is when you are not coping. So those signs that I mentioned before. Make use of the tips. Try and see what works for you, what doesn't. Make sure that you know the facts around COVID-19. Reach out to your loved ones and your friends and your social support systems, and make use of your resources. There are so many. If you feel like you don't have resources, speak to your friends, your doctor. There's always somebody who will have some resource for you to work from. So please make sure that you do that. Thank you for listening to my vlog. I know this one's been a mouthful. Please feel free to ask me any questions in the comments or direct messages, and share this vlog with your friends on the social media platforms. And also, if you feel there's anything you want me to vlog about, don't be scared to make any suggestions. Thank you.